Hey ladies, welcome back to the Pretty Fearless podcast with me, your host, Morgan Tracy J. And today I am super excited about what we're going to be talking about. And it's really about what 2025 has taught me, okay? And honestly, I always feel like every year teaches me so much. I gain so much insight. I learn, I grow, I evolve, faith, life, whatever. But I'm really excited about this episode today because I'm going to just really break it down to you, some things that stood out to me this year that I really believe God was teaching me. All right. So ladies, if you're new here, be sure you go ahead and subscribe to the Pretty Fearless podcast on Apple and Spotify. We're also on YouTube. So make sure you check us out on YouTube as well. And if you ever leave us a review or a remark, you are automatically in the running for some Fearless merch. Okay. So I'm super excited that we're kind of closing out season 1 of the podcast, okay? If I'm honest, this has been such a journey. And right now, as I'm shooting this, we are literally in the middle of November. So I'm super excited about season 2. Season 2 has some great things coming, but I'm also really reflective of what I gained this year from the podcast and what really this year has taught me. What stepping out in new ventures, getting married, really facing some fears of my own, and really growing. So I'm super excited to break down to you some of the lessons that 2025 taught me. This year has been such a better year than the years I've had previously. And I'm going to talk about that and why. But even though this year has had its own challenges and its own struggles, this has been a really good year for me. And I'm going to talk to you about why and all that. And I'm super excited about this because if you don't know, I have a ministry called His Daughter's Closet. And so I noticed this year, though, one thing I wish I did better on this year was made sure that my devotional team and everything was flowing a little better. I will say that this year taught me that if you don't put in the work, things will sink. It just really taught me that. If you don't show up every day or every week and take care of business, things will sink. And I will say, I think I got a little comfortable earlier this year, started not showing up as much in certain areas of the ministry. And then I started watching things sink and wondering why. So that was a lesson I learned, is that you have to show up for your dreams. You cannot show up once in a while thinking it's going to flourish. You have to show up consistently so that it will flourish. One thing this year taught me is that you will get your spark back, okay? And 2024, I lost some loved ones. 2023, I lost some loved ones. It been some hard years back to back where just quite a bit of people were leaving my life, and people young, older, aunts. It just was tough. It was a very tough few years. And so I at one time wondered, will I ever get that spark back about life? And it comes back, you guys. It does. And 2025 was the year I got my spark back. And I didn't realize it until maybe midway into the year. And so that's what I will say. The lesson that 2025 has taught me is that no matter what you go through, keep going through it, because you will get your spark back. And that's what I want to tell somebody too. If you lost a loved one, you going through some really hard things, a divorce, something like that, and you feel like, man, the sun will never shine the same. My joy is gone. There's this missing piece in my heart now. All of that is very true, and that's really real. But I just want to remind you that things will change. You'll get a joy back. You'll get a peace. Not saying that wound will go away forever, but that thing will be healed in such a way that it's manageable now. It doesn't distraught you. It doesn't take over your entire day, your entire week, and all of that. And so I will say that you get your spark back. And 2025 reminded me that even though you go through hard seasons, you go through hard things, daughter, you will get your spark back. Also, 2025, a lesson it showed me is that you have to sacrifice, girl. You have to sacrifice sometimes your feelings, your emotions. And that's also with marriage. Marriage is a sacrifice. Some nights I do not feel like cooking, but I know I need to go ahead and whip up something, right? Some days I do not feel like coming home and even sharing a word because or even talking in general, because I've got so much on my mind. I had so much to do. I had the longest day ever. And still with that, I have to sacrifice myself and my feelings. And so 2025 has shown me a lot about sacrificing what I want, sacrificing, I want to buy this thing right now, stuff like that. When now I'm like, oh, well, maybe I should, take my time with that, think about it a little bit. So this year has been showing me to sacrifice, be okay with sacrificing, and understand that it's going to pay dividends. And this is something small but big at the same time. I was asked to tutor a specific kid, and I remember feeling like, oh man, that's an hour out of my day on a Tuesday. I can't do it. But I remember feeling like that's a sacrifice, but how much will this kid benefit from it? And now that I've been doing it for about 2 months now, the kid has come to life. He's so confident. His reading has improved. Like there's so much benefits I've seen now. And so now I'm like, I'm so glad I sacrificed that hour, a week now. Because at first I didn't want to. I'm like, I don't have the time, my ministry, everything. And now looking back, I'm like, I'm so glad I sacrificed that. So this year, God has really showed me about the gift of sacrifice. This season, 2025, I think I've learned a little more about like the beauty, like seeing the beauty in my life versus not just seeing everything that isn't what I want it to be. Because I don't know about you guys, but I can definitely look at my account right now. I can look at some of our products in the ministry. I can look at even my podcast and think of things that it needs to be better. It's not enough. It's not enough. But this season has showed me to see the beauty in it. And to understand that this is part of the dream, the grind and the hustle towards it every day. This is part of the dream. And I have to be okay with that and not think that, oh gosh, I just can't wait to get past this season so I can be in the dream. No, this is a part of the dream. You grinding for this thing, you working, you putting in the hours, you getting the bench presses in, you getting the strides in. This is a part of the dream. And to embrace all of this. And so this season has taught me to really enjoy, to see the beauty in my life, even when I feel like there's things that could be 10 times better, but to see the beauty of where I'm at. Also, for some reason, I don't know why I got this a little later in life, but in 2025, I learned that I have to budget better. Like I really realized like you got to budget better for yourself individually because you just sometimes be in your own world. And then you look up, be like, dang, I spent that much on what? On fast food or that on that? So I have learned this year that I have to budget better. I don't know why I skipped that in my late 20s. I don't know why I overlooked a lot of stuff. But now in my 2025, I learned this year when I was looking at money and looking at things like, you got to learn how to budget. And you can't use the excuses, I don't know enough yet. You don't know, but you need to learn it. There's no excuse to not know how to budget. You got to know how to budget. And you also got to know how to shut that card off and just say, I'm turning the card off. I ain't making no swipes. I ain't making no payments. Like, I feel like that is what helps me now. I didn't realize that earlier this year. I was just still doing things. But it's like, if you quit swiping that card and quit ordering stuff, girl, the money will stack. But if you keep swiping that card every chance you get, you keep ordering something from Amazon, it's not going to stack up because you keep taking out of the pot. So challenge yourself to quit taking out of the pot. I don't know why, for some reason, this year it hit me that the issue you have sometimes is you. It's you, sis. It's all you. And your lack of budgeting and your lack of awareness, financial awareness, is causing these moments. And so you have to be smarter and you have to shut that card off sometimes. You have to tell yourself, oh, I'm not swiping my card all this week unless it's gas or food. Or nope, I got the groceries. So nope, I ain't swiping my card this week unless it's emergency or gas. You have to really control yourself because I noticed for me, sometimes having your own like business and having kind of money kind of flow in naturally, even since I do brand deals, since I get YouTube pays me whatever. So sometimes I notice that I just know money is there or coming. And so I spend because I know they're gonna flow up. It's gonna come back. It's gonna but that's not smart. So I had to learn this year that Morgan, you gotta budget better. You also have to stop swiping that card. Like literally, stop swiping that card. Like that is just what for me. A lesson I learned: turn the card off, quit swiping it, leave it, put it, only gas. Like give yourself days where for 4 days I'm not swiping this card. For 1 week I'm not swiping this card. Like unless I need gas or I need food or some emergency, but I'm not, because I think that is the downside of something I needed to learn and see that I was spending money just because it was a Tuesday and I wanted to grab one thing from Walmart, and next thing I know I grabbed 5 things or 12 things. And I'm like, wow, that was $100 and something. Why? What did I buy? And sometimes I wouldn't even remember what I bought that led up to that amount. And when I would look, I'd be like, well, girl, you didn't get no groceries. Like, I get it if you was buying groceries, but you in there buying stuff that, not saying you don't need, but some of that stuff was not a necessity. It was just things you grabbed on along. And so yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. And sometimes I had to like catch myself on Amazon where I had to just be like, you got to quit spending money. You got to quit doing all these orders. Because it's like once I married my husband and moved in, he would say like, dang, you get a box all the time. And I'm like, versus by myself, nobody was checking me. But now I feel like somebody is in my pockets a little bit like, golly, girl, when do you not get a box? And so I just said, you know what? I got to slow down. I got to slow down on my little Amazon purchases. I got to slow down on a lot of stuff. And so that's where I'm at. Also, too, 2025 taught me to not be afraid to launch new things, aka this podcast. Also, I launched a new product, which is the Esther Reset, which is for my health girlies. But just to not be afraid to launch those things that have been on my heart and that I really wanted to do, but I've been so scared. Like just don't be afraid of that. Do the thing you're scared of. 2025 taught me that you get so much benefits, and launching the podcast has added a new level of life to my content. Launching the Esther Reset has added a new era of my products. So I have different products, and I feel like the Esther Reset is for my health girlies, my fitness girlies, and I feel like I'm finally serving them versus just an occasional YouTube video. So that makes me really happy. 2025 taught me to set my intentions for the year, okay? This is clearly, like it says this in the word, like we plan, but God directs our steps. But every year I always set a plan. I had to go, things like that. But I will say this year, every year I see some of those things come to pass. But this year, for some reason, a lot of things I planned happened. I don't know why. I don't know what was the difference between this year and other years. But this year, a lot of stuff I planned happened. I wanted a certain number on the scale. Y'all, I'm real close to that number. I'm very close. I remember I wanted to do certain things. Like some of the goals I set for this year really happened, and I was really shook that they happened. So I'm like, I learned 2025, girl, set your intentions, keep them things before you. Ask the Lord to bless those if they're meant for you, and go on about your business, because seeing some of those things happen for me, I'm like, wow, you got to start setting intentions every year. You got to start knowing what you're working towards. You got to really go hard. And you're not saying you got to like go on 100, but at the beginning of the year, you got to know what you want. You got to be able to see it clearly, and you got to trust the Lord on the path, even when it looks like you're nowhere near it. That actually is usually the time it can turn around. 2025 also taught me, don't get so busy with life that you get too busy for God. Okay. I noticed there's a lot of parts of my ministry sometimes in my job, and I would just be like rushing. But in a way, when I was too busy for God, I was also too busy for myself. So I noticed, like, you're too busy to help to work out. You're too busy to eat semi okay. You're too busy to even do a skincare routine. So you're also too busy for God. It's like you're too busy to sit down and pray sometimes. You're too busy to read the word. So I realized, like, if life is getting so busy that you're too busy for God and yourself, you're not going to flourish. And so I had to start saying some no's. I had to start sending some texts like, can't do that in this season. Due to the commitments on my schedule, I cannot fulfill that this season. I had to start saying no, because I realized, Morgan, you're too busy for God and you're too busy for yourself. You can't even get up and get a workout, and you can't even make a smoothie, first off. You can't even sit down and pray. You can't even read. You can't even take time to study. Like, you are too busy for yourself. You too busy for God. You too busy for this world. You too busy for life. Like, you just too busy. So for me, I had to realize that there were things I needed to say no to. I needed to open up the space so that I was no longer too busy for God, but I also wasn't too busy for my dreams and my purpose and myself. And now different seasons require different things. Like, I'm sure if I was a mother and all that, I probably would be having different struggles. But I noticed that I had to say no to a lot of things this season because I noticed I was too busy. And so 2025 taught me to not be too busy for God, because when you become too busy for God, you're becoming too busy for yourself, and you do not flourish. Another thing 2025 taught me is don't wait for things to change. For some reason, maybe this is the faith mindset I have, but it's like, oh, this is just a season. It's going to turn around. And that's a good mindset. That's optimism. That's exactly the mindset to have. But sometimes just because I would think that, I wouldn't act. And I realized God had to show me, Morgan, every time things have turned around for you was when you took action. It's when you stepped up and said, oh, we're going to launch a product. Oh, well, hey, the ministry's struggling right now. What could we do? You sat with me in prayer, and then you took action. And so I feel like those go hand in hand. Your faith, obviously, and your works, they go hand in hand. And so for long seasons, sometimes because of my faith, maybe because of my fear, I would sit and think, well, it's going to change soon or later. It's going to change. It's going to turn around for me. But my actions wouldn't be changing. I'd still be lackadaisy, barely showing up, barely making moves. And so I'm like, well, my purpose is going to turn around for me. This dream is going to turn around for me. But it wasn't until I started really taking action that things turned around. And so I just want to say that's something I've been reminded of in 2025, that don't sit and wait for the season to change before you take action. Take action now and watch the season change. Also, too, another thing 2025 taught me is write down your ideas and then make them happen. I've tackled a lot of different things this year. Things personally, things within finances, things within myself, things within my ministry. And I realize if I don't write the things down and I don't keep it before me, I will not remember what to do. I could sit at the back of my desk and not be knowing what to do. But if I have them written down and I have them before me, I know we're working on this project and we're getting this thing done. So don't go over here trying to shoot 8 videos in one day when you know you got this major project to do, sis. 2025 also taught me to fill up my personal cup, show up for myself. I can't be that great of a wife. I can't be that great of a leader. I can't be that great of a teacher if I'm not showing up for me first. And so 2025 has taught me that show up for myself and not neglect myself, because I have definitely done that. And there are times I would show up for everybody else, show up for my everything. And then also my husband gets the short end of the stick because now I'm frustrated because I haven't had time for me, but now I can't even show up for him. But I notice when I show up for myself and I fill up my cup every single day in the smallest ways, if showing up for myself is doing my hair, taking a long shower, journaling, praying, whatever way that I show up for myself, it benefits everyone else around me because I am filled up. When I have got my workout done, got my hair done, when I got my makeup, when I've got some time to journal, all done and pray in the morning, and I'm headed to work, I'm on a higher level because I've showed up for me. I filled up me first, so now I can go pour out into everybody else, right? And so that helps me. And I realize, Morgan, when you cannot show up for anybody else, it's because you have not shown up for yourself, sis. When you feel like it's hard to sit here and have a conversation and you just like, oh my gosh, I just cannot. It's because you have not been pouring into yourself enough. You got to show up for yourself first so you can show up for others. Another thing is, do not neglect your dream for what is right now. Oh, 2025 taught me that. Because sometimes I can see what's happening right now and I'm like, well, let me put this on the back burner. Let me put this on the back burner. Do not neglect your dream for what is right now, okay? If you have a dream, that doesn't mean to stop working at it because maybe your season right now is busier, or because, no, do not neglect it because of right now. Because what you see right now is only what is right now. And your dream is beyond this moment. And so be sure that you're embracing this moment. You're getting things done for this moment. But don't neglect your dream because you got the job or your finances are okay, or because, things are kind of comfortable. So you can just kind of be lackadaisy. Trust me, learn from me. Do not neglect your dream because things are okay right now. Don't do that to yourself. Like, you're going to be upset later on because you'll see things slipping and sliding and you're like, I should have been working on that. I want to say this because this is something I've even changed positions to share, because I want to remind you not to stop dreaming, okay? And when I say don't stop dreaming, like, don't stop believing, regardless of what seasons you're in. You're working a dead-end job, you're married now, whatever. Do not stop dreaming. Your dream is powerful. It wakes you up. It's the thing that gets you going. It's the thing that motivates you. So if you stop dreaming, you stop living. You stop having momentum. You stop having passion. You stop having that fire, that zeal, that shine about you. So I just want to encourage you, never stop dreaming, girl. Even if it looks so far away, even if it's like, oh, it looks like it's never going to happen. What's going to hurt you to keep going and keep believing that? Like, I know for me, like, at times I'll be like, man, should I stop dreaming about this thing? And I'm like, no. Keep dreaming about it. Keep dreaming about it. Because it gives you a zeal, gives you a push. It makes you get up. It makes you have purpose in your life. Keep dreaming about it. And so I just want to encourage you with that. Like, no matter what your season looks like, 2025 taught me, no matter how down and distraught you get, no matter how money look, no matter how, whatever you going through, never stop dreaming. Never stop that, because that is the benefit to your life. God is fueling you through those dreams. He's empowering you through those dreams. And you never know the door that can open because of one dream. You never know, sis. So don't stop dreaming. I don't care if you got 1 kid, 5 kids, you're 45, 55, 65, 23, you don't have no money. I don't care if your accounts are all on negative right now. I've been there. Every one of my accounts were on negative before, and I was still grinding in this dream. So I want to tell you right now, never stop dreaming. 2025 taught me, no matter how hard things get, no matter how challenging things get, always, always take action and never stop dreaming. So, ladies, I hope you were pretty fearless this season, and I cannot wait to see how fearless you are for season 2. All right. I'll see you on season 2. We're coming back in January of 2026. So I'll see you there on the Pretty Fearless podcast. I can't believe I did it. I did season 1. I cannot believe I did this. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I finally did this. It's been a long time coming, that I launched it in 2020.